First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Homeless residents of Gainesville are going to be receiving extra care.
And one Florida police department will soon be receiving more funding.
That and more coming up in our newscast. Good evening. It's Wednesday, February 8th. I'm Evan Moon.
And I'm Stephanie Byrne. Thanks for joining us. One of the 5 Marion County deputies accused of beating a drug dealer in 2014 is found not guilty of felony battery.
We had storms roll through last night and early this morning.
WUFT's Brian Boggiano told us that we can expect more showers to arrive this evening, and he joins us now from the Weather Center to tell us more. Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Gainesville's homeless and hungry received some extra help today.
And residents showed their gratitude by the hundreds. WUFT's Delaney Klein joins us now with the story.
Ladies Grace Marketplace was buzzing this afternoon.
Thank you, Delaney. Williston's police officers are now working with some extra pay in their pockets.
The City Council approved a recommendation to give police department employees a raise across the board. WUFT's Austin Landis joins us now to explain how it should make a difference in recruiting and retaining officers.
Thank you, Austin. Pet owners in Northwest Marion County will need to be more cautious the next couple of months.
A recent test shows rabies may be circulating in some wild animals. WUFT's Morgan Lewis explains how to protect your pets.
Seeing different types of wildlife around the UF campus is not uncommon.
But a new view will offer more insight into the family life of osprey.
Elizabeth Del Carmen joins us now with more details on a newly launched 24-hour osprey cam.
Yes, ladies, the EO cam.
Thank you, Elizabeth. A former Florida congressman chief of staff pled guilty today. Elias Simmons of Maryland confessed to wire fraud and theft of government property. Along with former Congresswoman Corrine Brown of Jacksonville, Simmons and others were accused of running a phony charity as a slush fund. Despite regular fundraisers, prosecutors say the group did next to nothing to back scholarships and just split spending the money. Brown's trial is set for April. Senate Democrats stayed up for a second consecutive late-night session to highlight their opposition to President Trump's cabinet nominees. This time, the target was one of their own colleagues, Attorney General nominee Jeff Sessions.
That I want an Attorney General that will stand up for the citizens of the United States, no matter what, even if he has to go against the President of the United States.
Sessions faces no Republican opposition, but Democrats are largely united in fighting his nomination. It all comes one day after they staged an all-night talk-a-thon against Education Secretary Betsy DeVos. Republicans voted to silence Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren after she used a quote from Martin Luther King's wife to attack Senator Jeff Sessions.
Mr. President, I am surprised that the words of Coretta Scott King are not suitable for debate in the United States Senate. I ask leave of the Senate to continue my remarks.
The majority voted that the harsh quote questioned the integrity of a fellow senator, which is against Senate rules. After a series of votes, Senator Warren was forbidden from speaking any more about the Sessions nomination. Vice President Mike Pence broke the tie to confirm Betsy DeVos as Secretary of Education. DeVos has never worked or attended a public school, according to reports from the New York Times. She is a former Republican chairman and has long campaigned for education reform in the shape of charter schools. Some Gainesville residents disagree with her policies, including those that run charter schools. For more reactions from local residents, visit WUFT.org.
So, ladies, bringing it back to that Snapchat story, do you guys use the app?
Oh, I have to say, it's one of my top used apps. I think I use it just about every day.
Yeah, you can do so much on it now. You can chat, you can pay people, you can watch the news. It's great. Thank you so much, Alex. Earlier, we talked about the rain coming tonight.
But we can expect some cooler weather after the rain, and Brian, joins us again to let us know when that cooler weather will arrive.
Yes, the cooler weather will actually.
And Gators women's basketball is back in action tomorrow night, and they haven't been playing their best.
But the Florida men's basketball team is dominating and riding high on a win streak. Sports anchor Alexis Geffen joins us now.
That's right, ladies. And we just found out that Jacksonville is actually getting its first minor league hockey team. They're called the Jacksonville Icemen, which is huge news for me because I'm a huge hockey fan. What do you ladies think about this?
Yeah, that's so exciting. I'm from Tampa, so I've always been a huge Lightning fan. It's great to know there's another team.
Yeah, and the fact that it's in Jacksonville and we actually have a hockey team, closer in North Central Florida, we'll definitely have to head over there for a few games. Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you.
Before we go, one last check on the weather.
Speaking of
Thanks, Brian. BBC World News is up next, and the PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7 o'clock.
WUFT News returns tomorrow at 5, but your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a great night.